Let's bring in Democratic Congressman Greg Casar from Texas. He's a member of the House Oversight Committee. Congressman, thanks for stepping out of your hearing for a moment for us. Governor Abbott calling up the National Guard. Why? What are they responding to exactly? I thought bringing in the National Guard was supposed to be a last resort.
The San Antonio example is proof that people like Governor Abbott and Donald Trump aren't trying to promote peace. They aren't responding to a dangerous situation. In fact, they're trying to escalate tensions. In San Antonio, for multiple days, there's been hundreds of peaceful demonstrators, tias, abuelas, people that are concerned about their community, people that sometimes have had their family members unjustly taken from them by this administration. And Governor Abbott and Trump are sending in our National Guard, being taken away from their good and vital mission and sending that National Guard because they want to escalate tensions and they don't want the news stories to be about the Trump administration's immigration abuses. They just want to stoke chaos and division. And that's why I'm so proud of the people in San Antonio last night that kept the focus on kids that have had their hands zip-tied in court by the Trump administration. We've got to keep the focus on the Trump administration causing chaos and division and harm.
Just one more beat here on the use of the National Guard. We have some reporting that the Guard members who have arrived in Texas were left with not much to do at the demonstrations last night, with some waiting at tables, one guard lying on the ground scrolling on his phone. Some were even playing Uno at one table. If they're not out on the streets, what's the impact of their presence right now? Is it harming the situation?
Oh, look, our National Guardsmen and the people who signed up for example, the United States Marines that Donald Trump is trying to use as political pawns, they have a critical mission. And it costs millions of dollars to go and deploy the National Guard. And so it's clear that those guardsmen aren't doing what they were trained to do, nor what they signed up to do. And it's wrong for people like Governor Abbott and Donald Trump to politicize the National Guard and to try to escalate tensions. What we need to do as a community is make sure that up front remains the real story here, which is people in Texas peacefully demonstrating because, for example, an 8-year-old U.S. citizen child with brain cancer was deported out of my state away from her health care to Mexico. And we've got to keep that the focus and not allow Trump and Abbott to try to take over with their chaos and division.
And as Americans speak out against some of that, the Trump administration continues with its immigration crackdown. Those immigration raids are ongoing. And yet overnight, the president was actually encouraging a certain kind of immigration. President Trump posting the waiting list is now open for his $5 million so-called Trump card that would provide legal permanent residency and a path to citizenship to those with the money. Again, $5 million to apply. Congressman, is that something you support?
Look, with Donald Trump, everything is a grift. Everything is corruption. And he wants to sell all of Washington, D.C. to the highest bidder. That's why he's accepted a $400 million bribe from the country of Qatar. That's why he's selling cryptocurrency million-dollar seats to dinner with him to come and lobby him. And he's going to try to find a way to turn the immigration system into a grift for him, too. We're experiencing not just the most corrupt presidency of any of our lifetimes, but he's doing it out there in public. And just because you're breaking the law in the light of day does not change the fact that he's breaking the law.
All right, Democratic Congressman Greg Casar of Texas, thanks so much for your time. We'll let you jump back into your hearing. I understand questioning is just getting underway. Thanks again for being with us.